Sometimes love hides in silence. She shows up for you, listens deeply, gets nervous, and finds reasons to stay close. Her heart speaks through actions, not words, because fear holds her back. She's been hurt before, but her love is real. Look closer. Her silence might be love in disguise. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, her presence becomes her loudest confession. She shows up for you without ever being asked, not because she feels obligated, but because her heart leads her to where you are. This kind of showing up is not always grand or flashy. It might be in the quiet ways she checks in on you when you're sick, the way she surprises you with your favorite snack when you didn't even realize you needed it, the way she simply sits beside you during your low moments without offering advice, just presence. That's love trying to speak without revealing too much. She may not say, "I love you," but her consistency is a powerful indicator. When someone is always present when you need them most, that's not a coincidence. That's someone choosing you, even when they're afraid, even when the voice in their head tells them they might get hurt. You'll notice she always finds a way to be in your corner. She celebrates your wins, no matter how small. She defends your name when you're not around. She reminds you of your potential when the world makes you doubt yourself. She does all this while fighting an inner battle, a battle between her heart that wants to fully love you and her fear of being rejected, misunderstood, or worse, unreciprocated. So she keeps it safe. She keeps it hidden. She convinces herself that just being there is enough. But make no mistake, her efforts come from a place of deep emotional investment. Love like this often grows in the shadows, where it's tender and careful. She doesn't want to overwhelm you or make things awkward, so instead of saying how she feels, she acts. There will be moments when you'll wonder why she keeps showing up for things that don't benefit her directly, why she helps you with something personal even though she's busy, why she listens to your problems when others won't. It's not because she's bored. It's because somewhere in her heart she's chosen you. Her loyalty begins to reflect a kind of love that is rooted in care, not expectations. She's not doing these things to win your affection. She's doing them because she already feels it. And you'll notice, it's not just about when you're at your best. She shows up when you're moody, tired, or emotionally unavailable. That's when it means the most. Because her love isn't waiting for the perfect version of you. It's already committed to the real you. That kind of presence can't be faked. You don't have to ask her to be there. She already is, always, quietly, steadily. And that's her way of loving you, even if she's scared to say it out loud. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, her attention to detail becomes one of the clearest signs. She may not say the words aloud, but she expresses it in the things she remembers, things you didn't even think mattered. You might casually mention your favorite meal in a random conversation, and weeks later, she brings it up or even surprises you with it. You could talk about a childhood memory or a difficult day, and she'll recall it with stunning clarity the next time you're feeling low. That's not coincidence. That's love paying close attention. She listens differently, not just to respond, but to understand. When you speak, she's not just hearing the words. She's reading between the lines. She picks up on your tone, your expressions, your silences. She notices the way your mood shifts, even if you try to hide it. If you're the type to say, "I'm fine," when you're not, she'll be the one who gently probes further, because she can feel that something's off. This sensitivity doesn't come from a place of control. It comes from care, from a deep emotional investment that makes her want to know the real you, not just the version you show the world. She might remember the name of your first pet, the brand of coffee you like, or how you prefer your space to be when you're working. She might notice how your energy drops around certain people, or how your eyes light up when you're talking about your dreams. These small details seem insignificant to most, but to her, they're everything. Because through them, she builds a map of your world. She wants to understand you, to feel connected to the things that make you who you are. Often, this kind of attention goes unnoticed. You might not realize just how much she's observing, how much she's storing in her heart. She may not be ready to fully express her feelings, especially if she's been hurt before or fears rejection. So instead of bold declarations, she gives you quiet reassurances. You'll feel it in the playlist she makes, filled with songs that reflect your moods, in the advice she gives, tailored to your specific mindset and challenges, in the way she seems to know when you need space and when you need company. Her attention to detail is her way of saying, "You matter to me," without making herself vulnerable. It's a subtle kind of love that works in the background, supportive, observant, gentle. And even though she may be afraid to take that emotional leap, she's already showing you that her heart is deeply involved. She's seeing you, really seeing you, and loving what she sees piece by piece, even if she's not ready to admit it yet. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, her emotions often betray her through nervousness and awkward behavior. You might not see it as love at first, because it doesn't come wrapped in confidence or charm. Instead, it looks like fidgeting hands, distracted glances, or awkward silences. But behind those small, clumsy moments is a heart beating faster than she'd ever admit. Because around you, she's not just being herself. She's being vulnerable, and that vulnerability makes her cautious. She might stumble over her words when speaking to you, or laugh at things that aren't even funny, simply because she doesn't know how to control the energy she feels in your presence. Her body language might switch between trying to stay composed and giving herself away, fixing her hair, adjusting her clothes, or looking away quickly when your eyes meet. These aren't signs of disinterest. In fact, they're often the opposite. They're signs of someone trying hard not to let their feelings show too clearly, afraid that you might not feel the same. You'll notice that she acts differently around you than she does with others. Maybe she's usually confident and relaxed, but around you, there's a different tone, a softness, a hesitation. That's not because she doesn't want to talk to you. It's because she's afraid of saying the wrong thing, of revealing too much. Every interaction becomes a delicate balancing act, wanting to connect, but terrified of the consequences if she gets it wrong. Sometimes, she may even overcompensate by being overly formal, distant, or even teasing. That's a defense mechanism. It helps her hide the fact that her heart is on the line. She might talk about other people or pretend she's not interested in anything serious, just to keep you from guessing how deeply she actually feels. But, if you pay attention, the signs are there, in her tone, in the way her energy shifts when you walk into the room, in how she lingers just a bit longer when saying goodbye. There's a certain fragility to her presence. She wants to be around you, but every moment feels like a test of emotional restraint. And if she's been hurt before, that fear becomes even more amplified. Love has taught her to be careful, and now she tiptoes around her feelings, hoping you'll see them without her having to say them out loud. This nervousness isn't weakness. It's the quiet chaos of a heart trying to protect itself while still longing to be seen. So when you notice her fumble with her words, shift uncomfortably in her seat, or laugh too much at your jokes, understand that it's not rejection. It's emotion, deep, raw, and unspoken emotion. Her awkwardness is not a sign that she doesn't care. It's a sign that she cares more than she knows how to handle. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, jealousy becomes one of the emotions she struggles the most to contain. It's not loud or confrontational. It's quiet, subtle, and deeply internalized. You might not even notice it at first. The slight change in her tone when you mention another woman, the forced smile when she sees you laughing with someone else, the sudden withdrawal in her energy. But beneath that carefully controlled exterior, she's fighting an emotional storm. She doesn't want you to know she's jealous, because that would mean admitting she has feelings for you. And that's the very thing she's afraid of. So instead, she hides it behind politeness, behind casual questions like, "Oh, is she just a friend?" or "She seems nice." These questions aren't always innocent curiosity. Often, they're veiled attempts to understand where she stands in your life without exposing her own vulnerability. Sometimes, she'll try to act unaffected. She might brush it off and pretend not to care, even joke about you having so many female admirers. But watch her closely. Her body language tells a different story. Her eyes may look away faster, her responses might become shorter, or she might suddenly seem distant or preoccupied. Jealousy doesn't make her angry at you. It makes her upset with herself for feeling so deeply and not having the courage to say it out loud. You'll see her become unusually quiet when you speak about another woman positively, especially if that woman shares qualities she herself is insecure about. It's not that she doesn't want you to have female friends, it's that she's afraid of being replaced before she ever got the chance to be chosen. That fear makes her protective of what she hasn't even claimed yet. And so, she guards her heart with a mask of indifference, hoping you'll see through it. Sometimes, her jealousy might come out as irritation. She might question your choices or make sarcastic remarks that seem uncalled for. But what she's really trying to do is regain control, not over you, but over the emotional chaos she's experiencing inside. Love, especially the kind that's held back by fear, often reveals itself in the most indirect ways. Her jealousy isn't about control or possession. It's about fear. Fear that her love is unreciprocated, fear that she waited too long to tell you, and fear that someone else might take the place she wishes she could have. Still, she keeps her emotions carefully wrapped, because the risk of telling you how she feels seems heavier than the burden of pretending she doesn't care. And so, her jealousy lingers quietly, not as a sign of weakness, but as proof that you've touched her heart deeper than she ever intended. Her silence, her restraint, and her subtle reactions are all whispers of a love too scared to be spoken. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, her presence is never random. She finds reasons to be around you, even when those reasons don't make much sense to anyone else. These are not coincidences. They are carefully crafted opportunities to be close to you, to feel your energy, to be part of your space without exposing how deeply she feels. She might offer to help with something small, like running an errand or assisting with a task she doesn't need to be involved in. She'll say things like, "I was just in the area," when really, she went out of her way just to pass by. You'll notice she lingers a bit longer than necessary. After conversations end, she won't rush off. She stays. She asks follow-up questions or brings up new topics just to prolong the moment. When you make plans with others, she tries to be part of them, not in an intrusive way, but in a soft, subtle way that makes her presence feel natural. She might volunteer for group outings or conveniently be free whenever you mention doing something. Sometimes she'll invent casual reasons to connect. A random text about something you said weeks ago, a meme that reminds her of you, a quick question that leads to a full conversation. These little interactions are her way of staying close, without crossing emotional lines she's afraid to admit she wants to cross. She may offer to bring you something, help with a project, or share something she knows you'd appreciate. All small gestures, but all pointing to a desire to be near you. Even her timing starts to become intentional. She knows when you'll be around, and she places herself in those spaces. If you frequent a certain place, she suddenly becomes a regular there too. If you share a workplace, she finds small ways to connect during breaks or downtime. None of it feels forced because she's careful. She doesn't want you to feel smothered or suspicious. But her consistent presence is not accidental. It's her heart trying to inch closer to yours, one interaction at a time. She's not trying to manipulate or deceive. She's just navigating love from a place of fear, fear of rejection, fear of being too much, fear of ruining the bond you already share. So instead of bold declarations, she lets her actions speak. She figures that if she can just be near you, maybe you'll start to feel what she feels. Maybe you'll see the care in her eyes, the warmth in her gestures, the joy in her laughter when she's around you. In every visit, every call, every just checking in moment, she's building a bridge between her hidden feelings and your unknowing heart. Her presence is her love in motion, quiet, careful, and constant. Because for her, being near you, even in small, seemingly meaningless ways, is better than being distant and safe. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, one of the clearest signs is how emotionally open she becomes, while carefully holding back anything romantic. She'll tell you about her past, about the heartbreaks, the disappointments, her family, her fears, and the things that keep her up at night. She will let you into the deepest, most personal corners of her life, but when it comes to matters of love, especially her feelings toward you, she draws the line. You become the person she trusts, the one she runs to when life becomes too heavy. She knows you'll listen, that you'll understand. You're her safe space. And because she feels something so deeply for you, she wants you to know the real her, the raw, unfiltered version. That kind of emotional vulnerability doesn't come easily. She doesn't open up to just anyone. But with you, something is different. She allows herself to be seen, to be known. And yet, when the conversation shifts even slightly toward love or relationships, she becomes guarded. You might notice how she avoids romantic topics, especially if they involve you. She might ask about your love life, but only on the surface level, never digging too deep, almost as if she's afraid of what your answer might be. If the topic of you two being more than friends ever arises, she'll laugh it off, change the subject, or offer a vague response like, "I don't want to ruin what we have." That's not because she doesn't want more. It's because she wants it so badly that the fear of losing the emotional connection you already share feels too risky. Her emotional openness is her way of staying close to you without crossing boundaries. She wants to feel connected, significant in your life, so she builds that intimacy in a space that feels safer, emotional, not physical or romantic. She trusts you with her secrets, her dreams, her doubts, but not her confession of love. That part she keeps locked away, afraid that saying it aloud might shift everything between you, afraid that her love might not be returned, or worse, that it might make things awkward and break the bond she treasures so deeply. She might even encourage your romantic life on the outside, support you, give advice, or act unbothered when other women come into the picture. But inside, she's holding back oceans of emotion. It's not because she's uninterested. It's because she's protecting herself. Her openness is not a casual act. It's a gift, one she's only giving you. And though she hasn't made a romantic move, every tear she's shared, every secret she's entrusted, every vulnerable moment you've witnessed, is her heart whispering something her lips are too afraid to say. ChatGPT said, "When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, the way she compliments you becomes one of the most revealing signs of her affection." Her compliments won't always be the typical, "you look nice," or "you're handsome." No, hers will go deeper. They'll touch your soul, not just your appearance. She'll notice things others overlook: your work ethic, your sense of humor, how you handle pressure, how you make people feel safe. And she'll tell you in ways that feel personal, thoughtful, and intentional. She sees more in you than most people ever will. While others might praise you for surface-level achievements, she'll point out how you always manage to stay kind, even when you're under stress. She'll tell you how she admires the way your mind works, how you carry yourself with quiet strength, or how your presence changes the energy in the room. She compliments not to flatter you, but because she genuinely notices and appreciates the essence of who you are. You may find her saying things like, "You always know the right thing to say," or There's just something about the way you think. It's rare. These are not empty words. These are carefully chosen observations, shared to affirm what she deeply values in you. And what's most telling is that she rarely gives these kinds of compliments to anyone else. She saves them for you because she sees you differently. Sometimes her compliments are wrapped in humor or light teasing. She might joke about how smart you are or how you always manage to stay cool under pressure. But if you listen closely, there's admiration behind the laughter. That's her way of softening the truth, using humor as a shield to hide how serious those feelings really are. You'll also notice that her compliments come at just the right moments. When you're doubting yourself, when things aren't going well, or when you feel unseen by others. It's almost like she can sense when you need to hear something uplifting. And in those moments, she gives you exactly that. Not from obligation, but from a place of deep emotional awareness and care. Because when she sees you hurting, she wants to be the one who reminds you of your worth. She may even compliment parts of you that you've never acknowledged in yourself. She'll tell you that your silence is calming, or that your leadership comes from a place of compassion, not ego. These aren't things people say casually. These are reflections of someone who has been paying close attention, someone who values the parts of you that others miss. Her words are subtle gifts, gentle reminders that she sees you, respects you, and feels something strong. And though she may not yet have the courage to say, "I love you," every unique compliment she offers is a quiet echo of the feelings she's trying so hard to keep inside. When a woman loves you but is scared to show it, one of the deepest reasons behind her hesitation is past pain. She protects her heart because she's been hurt before, maybe more than once. She's loved before and watched that love fall apart. She's trusted, only to be betrayed. She's opened up, only to be misunderstood or abandoned. That kind of emotional wound doesn't just heal overnight. It leaves her cautious, guarded, and uncertain, especially when she starts to feel something real again. You may sense that she pulls away just when things begin to feel close. She might go silent after a beautiful conversation or suddenly shift the energy between you. It's not because she's unsure of you. It's because she's unsure of herself. She doesn't fully trust her heart to lead without consequence. The last time she did, it cost her something. Maybe it was her peace, maybe it was her confidence, or maybe it was the belief that love is safe. So now, even when love appears again in a new form, she keeps one foot on the brakes. She might build emotional walls, not to push you away, but to protect what's fragile inside. You'll notice that she's careful with her words, hesitant with her feelings, and selective with what she shares. Vulnerability doesn't come easy to her anymore, and even if she longs to pour her heart out, a voice inside warns her, what if it happens again? That question, rooted in fear, shapes how she interacts with you. You may feel that she trusts you on some levels, but holds back when things become emotionally intimate. She might be playful, supportive, and present, but when it comes to talking about love, commitment, or emotional closeness, she changes the subject or closes off. That's not rejection. It's her survival instinct. She's trying to protect the parts of herself that once shattered in the hands of someone who didn't handle them with care. Her fear doesn't make her weak. In fact, it shows just how deeply she feels. She wouldn't be so afraid of losing something unless she truly valued it. And if she's showing signs of love through her time, attention, and quiet devotion, it means she's fighting through her fear just to stay close to you. Every step she takes toward you is a risk she's considering only because her heart still believes in the possibility of something real. You may never hear her say it outright, not at first. But if you look closely, her silence speaks. Her hesitation reveals the depth of what she feels, and her emotional caution is not disinterest. It's proof that her heart has been through storms, and she's still learning how to trust the sun again. In the end, love that hides behind fear is still love, real, deep, and powerful. A woman who loves you but is scared to show it will speak through actions rather than words. She'll be present without being asked, remember the smallest details, get nervous around you, and quietly struggle with jealousy. She'll find reasons to be near you, open her heart emotionally while guarding it romantically, and compliment you in ways that touch your soul. But above all, she will protect her heart because it's been broken before. If you pay attention, you'll see that her silence isn't indifference. It's a cautious hope. She's waiting to feel safe enough to let her guard down. And maybe, just maybe, all she needs is a little reassurance that her love won't be met with pain this time. Because once she feels secure, that quiet love will become the kind that transforms everything it touches.